the right level. That's all. All right. Kind of, again, we've been quiet for the last 2-3 hours as the market is just kind of slowing down a little bit, maybe. Took yesterday, took in the results or lack of, or potential results, whatever, whichever way you want to look at it. And consequently, it's kind of maybe now waiting for the next shoe to drop there as far as the election situation is concerned. I don't know. We'll see. It's a little bit of resistance up here around the 03 area, and if you're looking for a little bit of a before the 08, I just took the 08 because the 03 is there. I think if it pops above it, it gets up to 08, and so I took the back up instead. So keep that in mind if you're trading. Yeah, so I think it's kind of, and it's kind of now today, don't forget, today is an F day. The Fed is going to be meeting and coming out with the results in regards to any kind of interest rate hike. And that's not happening. I'm probably going to leave everything alone, and at the end of the day, probably we'll just. I think what you have to look forward to with the Fed this morning is going to be what they do with any kind of stimulus that they have up their sleeve. I know that kind of doesn't make any sense today, but there's some. I guess there's some other tools in their toolbox that they can try to do in the market. I think is kind of looking towards what new thing they can do to help the economy, because until that happens from Washington, it's not going to happen. So lack of immediate stimulus from Washington. I mean, I'm assuming even if Trump wins, that they're gonna come up with some kind of something, because the market's kind of stagnating a little bit. I mean, the economy, I should say, kind of stagnating a little bit. So we'll see. So the Fed will be releasing its decision at 1 o'clock Chicago time, and followed by a presser that will be followed by at 1:30 Chicago time. So if you're going to be around, hopefully not, at later on this afternoon, the FOMC announcements will be made at decision as far as interest rates and any sort of stimulus at 1, and then follow quick Q&A at 1:30. So that's later on. Initial claims came out this morning, again a little bit high, but the market really has kind of discounted that right now. That's not something that they just expect it to be high until things get better. I think the only time that will affect us, I think, in a positive or negative way is if they get over 1 million, or if they drop below like 400,000, something like somewhere in that range. All those numbers would be either positive or negative, depending on which way they go. But until that happens, I don't think this is going to really matter that much. Again, market is kind of quiet compared to the last few days, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with just quietness, and don't have to work so hard. Once in a while, these days you need to step back a little bit. Been kind of busy, as you could tell what was going on there, but we'll see what the day brings, is always the case. All right, so, yeah, we can repeat the levels here. Serdar, if you could do me a favor and copy, paste, and print, if it's doable. Okay, I'll give you the levels verbally here. Pivot this morning is 34.9. There it is. Thank you. You're the best. You see him now? Oh, sorry. Okay. There they are in the chat box area there. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to jot them down in the chat box area. Let's see. Tech mega caps continue their big gainers across the board following a race within election and an outstanding political uncertainty. Then the sell side say the lack of immediate results could be negative for the market. That's true. Anyways, many voices are chiming in on the catalyst for the move higher after additional outsized gains were seen from stock indexes overnight. Some are saying that the rally over the last 24 hours is due to the lesser regulatory risk due to the divided White House and Congress. making major policy changes difficult to enact. Others feel the broad sell-off last week is getting many traders off the sidelines, while some believe that their presidential candidate and agenda would be a real net positive for equities. Markets also appear to be paying attention to the coronavirus front, which is god awful. Over 100,000 yesterday in the United States, and over 1,100 people died. That's getting to be bad, and badder. So we'll see what happens. That's the next thing that's gotta. Once we get past this election BS every morning, that something has to be addressed with that because it's going to be bad. It all comes election results here. All comes down to Arizona and Nevada, barring different recount results or court battle outcomes. President Trump will have to take one of these states, as well as Georgia, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, to reclaim the presidency. While he currently is ahead in the latter states, all Biden needs to do is pull ahead and walk away with one of the wins out west. Looking to future fiscal policy, traders are also concentrating on the battle for the Senate, where odds are increasing that the Republicans will keep control after victories of Susan Collins of Maine and Joni Ernst in Iowa. As the market upticks here a little bit, I said a little bit of resistance right in this area, but I took the upper end, so kind of do what you have to do here. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell also flagged the new economic stimulus bill as his top priority when the chamber returns to work next week. Hopefully, the partisan passions that prevented us from doing another rescue package will subside with the election, and I think we need to do it, and I think we need to do it before the end of the year. Another economic news: the Fed is likely to lay low today during its penultimate policy meeting of 2020, while jobless claims will provide the latest snapshot of pace of recovery in the labor market, which that, by the way, was not good. Again, like I said, there's a little bit of resistance up there on the 03 area. If you did take it, you're getting paid off here. Again, sometimes you just have to make a little bit of an adjustment to what we see or have, right? So if you did, good for you. If you waited for the 08, it's okay too. An extra round of stimulus has been launched in England as the country enters a second lockdown that runs from today until December 2nd. Wow, the UK central bank boosted its bond buying program by a larger than expected amount, taking the government's purchase target to a very high level to help the economy weather another wave of coronavirus restrictions. Benchmark interest rates remain unchanged, though the Bank of England is exploring sub-zero territory and has asked the British lenders about their preparedness for negative interest rates. As we come back up here to the highs, remember we suggested maybe a little bit of 03 there for you if you were so inclined, and then now we'll look for the 08. A nice little rotation there off of it. Like I said, sometimes you just gotta make a couple of adjustments here and there. Bezos has unloaded another million shares of Amazon for $3 billion as part of a prearranged 10b-51 trading plan, making it the largest in a series of sales that now exceed $10 billion this year. The notable jump from 2019 when Amazon sold $2.8 billion worth of shares, although he continues um, to hold more than 10% of the company, a stake worth around nearly 170 billion, makes him the richest person in the world. Bezos has previously said that he sells about $1 billion worth of stock every year to fund his rocket startup, Blue Origin, and launched a $10 billion Earth Fund back in February to combat the effects of climate change. Yeah, I did. I had trouble opening it up for some odd reason, so. I mentioned it to Oscar as I was trading before we got when we opened. I said that I took the '08, but the '03 um, was a possible level just before it. You have to kind of listen to it. I was just I said it when we opened up. Another conspiracy theorist. Um, it did work okay, so that was a nice little trade there. Now we'll look for the '08 again. You got to just sometimes make a little adjustment, and if you're listening, this is what happens. I got a couple of people who told me that they took it. So yeah, I don't know. They're restricted to how many contracts. I mean, stocks that they can sell every year. Believe it or not. So I guess they got to make these filings to pull everybody off. I mean, to tell everybody. He's got so much of it. That's the problem. That's the sad part. It's sad for everybody else because he can't dump it all at one time. Obviously, he has to do he's restricted to X amount of shares that he can do it every quarter, unless he obviously asks for more permission to sell more. Well, they don't get. I mean, they don't get. What they? I mean, what do you mean give him? Nobody's giving him anything. The company or him personally. As we come up here to the '08 area. Yeah, I mean that's what they're doing. I mean, even Apple has the biggest cash cow around, and they borrow money and they sell bonds because it's cheap for them to do it. They Apple's got like $300 billion in cash, and they go borrow $6 billion in a bond you know, thing offering. I don't know how that makes sense, but that does make sense. All right, it's coming up here to the 08 area. Those are big backs that they're scratching. Big numbers. All right, we're coming up here to our 08 area. It's probably in here at the 7.5 if you did take it. Obviously, you can see things have tightened up a little bit here. Getting a little bit of rotation there off of our entry point there at 7.5 if you did take it. Got nice little 2 points here, really quick. No risk. See if we can't get this thing to turn over a little bit more. Okay, nice little rotation here. Just take some, peel some profits off there. All right. Got a good 3. Ooh, wow, that's a bonus right there. Nice. I love that little move. Hey, take it. All right. All right, nice little trade there off of our 8 area. Got up to 7.5 and rotated back down. All right, so now we have a trailing stop on anything else. If you're trying to stay short there against it, it'd be really nice. Why did you do that? There's some good resistance all the way out there, man. Come on. Okay, you'll get it next time. You just don't like the free money. Yeah, but it doesn't have the energy like it had the last couple of days. You know what I'm talking about? This is the first time that it's actually range bound here for the last 3-4 hours. You know, we haven't had that the last couple of days we've been opening up. It's been, you know, all over the place before we even opened. But today, little range bound at the top of that did exactly what I thought it would go, retest that overnight high, come back today because it's just not moving. And that's why I threw in the throw. Well, at least you got an 03, so I'm happy. And I don't feel that you didn't get anything. It's okay. You're good. You're good. All right. So nice little rotation down off of the 08. Nice little scalp for us. Bonds definitely nervous. I don't. I want to say I don't think we're going to get too much traded because of the Fed, and it seems like we're maybe going to be a little range bound here. Definitely not as volatile as it has been in the last few days. I don't understand how the president wants to count this, people to stop counting votes. I don't get that. I never got it when he first said it, especially since he knew that it was going to be a crazy year because of COVID, and people were asking for these ballots to be put out, and it was going to, and every state had different rules. I don't know. I just don't understand the logic here, and especially if he wants to stop the count there, he's going to lose because Arizona and Nevada puts Biden over the top. So I don't understand. I'm trying to understand his logic. He's all over the place. Desperate people right now do desperate things. For some odd reason, he's looking very, very desperate. But you have to admit that there was this one electoral vote in the state of Omaha, and Trump went there a week ago. I don't know if I told you the story. In this one section of Omaha, for this one electoral vote, I remember telling my wife, "Why is he going for this one electoral vote in this one little section of Oklahoma in Omaha?" And it turns out that they knew they needed at one point, because this one point, if Biden wins those two states in the West, that one point that Biden got puts him exactly at 270. And they knew. I mean, Trump knew that they knew back. This was like a week before the election. I mean, they knew that one little electoral vote in Omaha. And I remember telling my wife, I go, "Why is he going to this little place for a little rally for this one electoral vote?" Because they knew that it was going to come down to this. They did. They knew it was going to come down to this. They knew. They knew. They know. I don't know how they know, but they knew. And they also knew that the law in Pennsylvania with these ballots they were not going to have the results on Tuesday, because whoever is in Pittsburgh said that they're not going to open up the mail-in ballots until Tuesday. Well, you got 2 million mail-in ballots. You're not going to be able to get through all the, open them up, check them,
put them through machines, get results in 24 hours with 2 million votes on paper. You just can't, it's impossible. And so they knew that they were not going to have results from Pennsylvania on Tuesday, and that's when they started, let's stop the vote on Tuesday. We need to know Tuesday night. Like, what? It's very convoluted. But they did know about this one little electoral vote in Omaha. And I remember telling my wife, I go, why in the world is he going to Omaha for one electoral vote? And there's one vote that went to Biden. And if he wins those two in the West, it gives him exactly 270. How's that? How's that for you? It's amazing. But like I said, they knew. I mean, if they didn't know, they wouldn't be going to, he wouldn't have gone for this one little electoral vote. But anyway, it is what it is. Now we're next level on the upside we have is the 18 area. As we come rotating back up here, obviously it's going to be a little bit more riskier if you're going to take the 08 at this point, because we did get down to, we got out to 7.5 there and rotated off of it and got a nice little trade. So hopefully you took some profits or took your profits on the 7.5 entry point, and the 08 is not viable anymore, or at least it's very risky if you're going to take the upper end of the range here. Okay, so again, it's a little bit of a rally here. The only thing you can say, maybe bonds get rotating down, but again, bonds are going to be exceptionally sensitive to the Fed and what they do later on, especially the Fed. I hear some people, they're talking about maybe another round of quantitative easing, which I don't know. I mean, like I said, they come up with some new ideas. They have some new ideas, and they might have some new ideas in their tool shed. Who knows? We'll see what they say later. But the market is, kind of happy. Again, they believe that somebody's going to do something, whether it be the Fed or or the government, as far as some stimulus is concerned. All right, market continues to uptick. 18 is the next level of resistance we have. All right, next little rotation here off of the rally here continues, but it's not, it's not flying through like usual, like it has been. It's more contained, more controlled, and volatility's been sucked out. Speaking of which, the VIX, can somebody let me know what the VIX is? 27. Wow. Tanking the VIX. Tanking it. Well, we are rallying and it has kind of settled down a little bit. They're not letting the count be witnessed in multiple states. You do realize that there, in every state, there's a Republican and a Democrat at every counting station, multiple or singular, that oversees the vote, and an independent person. Like they have people from both sides watch it. The fact that you don't want to let somebody in is not really true because they're already in. I mean, they're there. People are in there watching. So what? They don't want cameras there. All of a sudden, everybody wants to see what's going on, how they do things. They have people. This is like nobody's like assuming that this is. Why are people assuming that somebody's stealing something? When they have, just because the president said they're stealing it, give me a break. It's not like they're not. They have people from both sides in there. They always do, and they always have. Oh, come on now. Let's not get carried away by what's going on here. Seriously, they're stuffing them in their bags. With the other Republican person next to him standing there, or the Democrat. I mean, come on. How do you know it's not a Republican person stealing Biden's ballots and putting in their bag? You're right. If that is happening, they should. But you know, it's, it's there are people there from both sides. There's no like somebody like taking. First of all, you're making an assumption that they're taking ballots and stuff in the bag. You don't know what kind of papers there are there, right? You don't know where they're putting it. Just because it's on a video doesn't mean that they're doing exactly what they say they're doing. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that they do have Republicans and Democrats standing next to each other, making sure that the vote is the right vote on whatever people are, voting gets tabulated. I mean, it's not these conspiracy theories that people are thinking that, oh my God, this is somebody stealing it. There's Republicans there and Democrats watching what's going on. This is not, they didn't create this overnight. It's been going on for years. Yeah. They've always made the process for, look, and nobody's ever saying that there hasn't been stolen elections anywhere, but seriously, let's not get carried away here by these ideas that they're not going to let the Republicans in to watch the vote tally or how it's taken. Come on, it's Giuliani. Who can somebody like stuff a sock in his mouth already? I mean, seriously. What in the world? How in the world does this guy keep yakking away? Why are we starting talking about politics here? It's HD, it's your fault. It's your fault, HD. Oh, come on now. Come on. They have it on video that that's what they're doing, and they're not going to get caught. Come on. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Okay. Just come on. All of a sudden, this video shows up. Come on. And now that the video, let's say it's true. Now they have the person, they have the video, they can go right after him and go get him, right? It's true, right? I mean, if they know all of that is true, what you're saying, well, let's say it's all true, right? They have the video now, so now they can go and get it. Let's go prosecute that person or whoever it is. If that's all true, let's say it is. They know who it is. They know where it is. They know who did it. So go get them. Throw them in jail. Throw them in jail. Go find out what he did. Why they're doing it. Where it happened, what's going on, and they'll come figure it out. I mean, everything is I mean, they have records of everything. Once a ballot is opened up, they run it through a machine. There's controls as to where that ballot is. It's not like he's going to take it, put it in his pocket, and never come back with it. I mean, come on. If it was, I mean, I would be saying the same thing if it was the other way around. Okay, I'd be saying, stop. This is not. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand. Let them do their. All of a sudden, it's come down to one person, and this whole, one person got video of somebody doing something, and then all of a sudden, the whole everything is tainted because that one individual did something wrong. As we come up here to the 18 area, you think I wasn't watching? I just don't want to say anything. Just the rhetoric is just getting more and more crazy. That's the part that I don't. It's just I just don't get it. And the reality of it is this: if Biden wins in Pennsylvania, then all of this stuff is mute. Then it doesn't matter if you give Trump every other state out there, which he's not going to get. But let's say it's true. All of this is mute. You put some way above, and that's that. All right, again, coming up here to 18, going to keep your stop in no matter what. I tell you. All right, coming back down here to the 18 again. If you want to get out of some, you could do that just a little bit. We did make a new high by a tick-ish there, kind of ish. So, but this coming back down here, giving you a little bit of an out if you want to lessen the load here a little. Sometimes that is an alternative. Again, remember, you don't have to always take a loss. There's some leeway there. HD, am I like auto crazy here? Or am I just like saying stuff that you just don't totally believe? Or because I don't think I'm like crazy here. I just think I'm like I'm so sick of this already that this is even going on this long. And of course, you know what's going to happen. I'm just tired of it already. Can't believe that it's still going on, and we got to keep assuming, and saying and making and stop. I gotta stop. Just enough already. Let them do what they're supposed to do and get over this, and then want to complain about it afterwards, you can, but let them do their job. No, no, these guys are gonna know. Pennsylvania will know by. They said Pennsylvania has always said they'll know by Friday. They said that a week before the election that it was going to take them that long to count all the ballots. They said Friday, and the rest of these. All right, we're getting a nice little turnover here off of our 18 area. Again, if you pick some off, that's good. But you got a nice little turnover here. So they always knew you're going to get some resolutions, and what else is Georgia is going to get resolved. The only one that's also not going to get resolved is the one in North Carolina, which I don't know why they don't get it resolved. But that one's going to take at least till the middle of the month. And they also said that before the election, that it was going to take them that long to get what they needed done. But Pennsylvania said before the election, because of the rules that they implemented, that they can't open up their ballots till after that day. It's going to take them till Friday. And I think you'll get some resolution in Arizona today. And I don't know what's going on with Nevada, and that's a little goofy one too. In the midst of all of this, they worked till 10 o'clock, and then they all took off because it was the end of the day for them, while other states are working all night. Tell me what's going on there. Anyway, no, it's going to get resolved by, I think, today or tomorrow. All right, nice little turnover there. All right, nice little turnover against the 18. They did it up to 22 and change, and then came off. And so just maybe scratch some when he came back down, or if he just held on to anything else, he got a nice little rotation there off of it. Support now would be back around the even area. And next resistance on the upside is 25. And again, like I said, I don't think much is going to happen due to the fact that there is going to be FOMC later on. The fact that we had a couple nice opportunities here kind of worked out okay for us. Oh, I think HD. I think you mean with the lawsuits and everything. Is that what you mean about another month or so? I don't think that's going to really affect us. I think once they come up with when the courts would be very hard pressed to change the outcome of an election, right? I mean, that would be very hard for them to do, any court. And if the if the states say that these are the numbers, and it'd be hard for them to say we're going to take votes away. So if it's a matter of if these, if they come up with some sort of decision as far as numbers are concerned, and the states say, "Oh yeah, this is what it is," and if Trump or Biden have over 270, I think it'll be very tough for. So the court cases are just, he's got nothing else going on, so he's got to do that. So I mean, you gotta these 5 or 6 states that are still out there are going to come up with a number, and then they say this is it. We don't have any more votes to count, and this is the final tally, and then you're going to award those electoral votes to whoever, and somebody gets above 270. I think it's going to be very hard for them to overturn any one of them. So I don't think that'll happen. I just think that once one of these guys gets all these states come in with their numbers and they're 100%, and they say we don't got any more votes to count, and this is it. And then you award the electoral votes to whoever it is, and then that's it. That's the end of that story. So I don't think it's going to keep going on for a month, even though the lawsuits will be out there. But I can't. Whoever's going to be ahead probably stay ahead. Let's put it that way. So. Can't overturn the election based from a judge. I can't imagine a judge wants to overturn an election. Yeah, but that's always been that way. They've had their internal pollings. I mean, look, Trump knew about that one electoral vote in Omaha, and he went there. I mean, these people know. They have a lot more information than we do, but they've always called out election. They don't call out the states when they are still open. They call out other states. Obviously, if you're on the West Coast, you're going to get. They're going to see some of the results before they vote, but most of them are called after the polls are closed for that particular state. So, but they also know. I mean, All right. Again, we're going to support down at the even area. Next level on the upside we have is the 25 area. We get below 85, I think we rotate back down. Look for a little support there at the 70, which is also our green band in our 5-minute. All right, and then use the levels underneath there. Let's hope we get some kind of conclusion to the or some kind of concrete solution to the election. I think by this weekend, like I said, I think that Pennsylvania should have all their stuff taken care of by Friday, and they've said that from the start. So I'm not going to, that's not going to change. And again, be careful there in regards to the this afternoon with the Fed. It's an F day for sure. You know, F days are F days for a reason. And they're going to be, that's not going to change. So be careful there if you're going to be trading later this afternoon. All right. As I am going to take off and go watch the election result. Oh, no, I'm just joking. That's it. I'm going to just take up a little bit early here today as we have a nice couple trades there against our level. Actually, we had 3 possible trades there. And hopefully held your hand through one of them, but the rest of them were kind of very easy and not too hard to kind of pick up. And like I said, sometimes you know, you got to you know, just kind of just work the trade sometimes.
Hey, quick shout out, Bernadina. Are you back? Let me know in chat. Bernadina, use the chat feature to respond. Hey, Jerry P, are you back? Jerry P. Hey, Warren, are you there? Hey, Warren, let me see if you're tuned in. Let me know back in chat.